In this video, I'm going to finish this PowerPoint about isometric and oblique pictorials. So now we're on the oblique pictorials. An oblique pictorial starts with a straight-on view of each of the object's face, which is often the front face. So you're going to draw the front face first. Okay. Then its angled parallel lines are drawn to one side to represent the object's depth. Common oblique angles include 30, 45, and 60, and pretty much in this class you're just going to be using the 45 degree, which is this right here. All right, so you draw the front face, and then you have the angles, 45 degree angles, showing depth, draw the face, and then continue on that depth. Okay. And like I said, most of these are going to be 45 degree angles that you're going to be using in here. All right, so there's two different types of oblique pictorials. There's a cavalier and there's cabinet. The difference between these two is the depth of the object, how it's being represented. All right, so the one on the left is the cavalier, the one on the right is the cabinet. And how we get these, if you'll notice, the actual depth for this particular object, they would have drawn it as 2. But notice how it's kind of odd shaped like that. So in the cabinet, it doesn't look quite as deep. Right? On the cavalier, it looks very deep. And the reason why it looks so deep is because if you think about each one of these blocks equaling 0.25, the hypotenuse is more than 0.25. That's why it looks so deep. And the reason why it started was actually Sears Roebuck, whenever they were putting it in their catalogs, drawing it as this cavalier look, people were buying these cabinets and noticing that they weren't as deep as they expected the bookshelves and the cabinets to be. So they were sending them back, they were calling, they were griping, and so they had to change those drawings in these catalogs. And they basically just halved the depth. All right, so whenever we draw an oblique cabinet view, it's half the depth. All right, example here. Notice with the cavalier, you have the full width, the full height, so your front is still drawn the same. It's the depth that has changed. So this one here is a full depth. This one here is the half depth. Notice in this picture and this one that this one looks abnormally long, where the cabinet looks like it's just the right size. Okay, notice it appears deeper than it actually is. And the whole point that I think it is because the hypotenuse, whenever you're counting those, is actually longer. So this is a little more realistic. All right, so represents, the general oblique represents an object's true width and height, but the depth can be any size and drawn at any angle though. All right, so here's some examples. Interlocking pavement concept. And a game system controller. All right, I'm going to do a couple of the practice problem type sketches on another video. So watch those and I'll show you exactly how to draw with these.